Yeah, who is the immigrant? If we are living in the same land, sharing the same sun. Who is the immigrant?
And now we welcome to Impact Talks Afam Onyema. A first-generation American-born to Nigerian parents, he graduated cum laude from Harvard University with a degree in psychology and played on the 1997 Ivy League championship winning football team. While in law school, Afam also directed the efforts of the GEANCO Foundation, his family's non-profit organization whose mission is to save and transform lives in Nigeria. After graduating from Stanford Law School in May 2007, Afam declined multiple law firm offers in order to lead GEANCO full-time. Afam was named a 2009 Fellow and Future Leader by the prestigious Nigerian Leadership Institute, and in 2012, he was named to NBC's News, the Griot.com list of 100 people making history today. And Mother Nature News selected him as a member of the Innovation Generation, 30 fresh thinkers helping humanity adapt to what's next. He has been profiled and or interviewed by numerous reputable news outlets and has secured support for GEANCO from, among many others, Oprah Winfrey, Daniel Craig, Chris Rock, Oscar winners Charlize Theron and Forest Whitaker, and many other amazing Hollywood heavyweights. Welcome to the show, Afam.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, that was a lot of tongue twisting for me because you've done so much. You epitomize what an immigrant parent's dream is when they move out here. They want their kids to do well. Please tell us a little bit about why your family came here in the first place.
Sure. Well, my dad was a student at a British boarding school in Nigeria. And when he was there, he was inspired by a British female doctor, one of the few female doctors who was operating in Nigeria back in the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s. And she saw something in him. She took him under her wing and really taught him medicine. This is how you deliver a baby. This is how you fight malaria. Please hand me this scalpel. We're going to do this. And so he learned medicine in a real visceral way. And he made a promise to this doctor. He was only 16, 17. He made a promise to this doctor, no matter where I go and what I do, I'm going to come back to Nigeria and help save lives and be like you. You left the United Kingdom to come and take care of us because she was a missionary doctor. Her husband was the English teacher at his high school. And so they gave their lives to service to this country. It was a colony back then. And he promised his dad, my granddad, and then this doctor he would do this. Met my mom, who is a nurse, and they met in Nigeria. They got married, came over to the U.S., Chicago in particular, in the mid-'70s, and thought, we'll stay no more than 4 or 5 years, learn modern medicine, raise some money, and head back. And, of course, three siblings. I had 3 siblings. And then I came along, and they realized, gosh, these kids could go to amazing schools, go to Harvard and Princeton. Yeah, and so it'd be fair to pull us from that when Nigeria was going through military coups and was violent. And unfortunately, a lot of issues that still plagued the country, plagued it back then. So we stayed in the country, in the U.S. My dad always told us about this doctor and this dream. And so I always had that in my back of my mind, sometimes in front of my mind as I was growing up.
So your parents instilled in you that sense of heritage, even though you didn't go back, but you do go.
Yes. Right? So when we were young, we went back occasionally for Christmas, but we didn't really go back regularly. But there was a strong Nigerian and African community in Chicago, and so you would go to the community and you would celebrate holidays in a different way. You'd eat the native foods, you go through the traditions, and so we had that community. We lived. So you had the community where you lived in, which was not African or Nigerian. It was more just kind of a Midwestern white community. And then we would go to this community that we have our cousins and aunts and uncles and people who were from Cameroon and Ghana. And so it was really great to be able to go into different communities.
So you're kind of like doing the typical immigrant, born of immigrant parents thing. You're straddling. You're living like a double agent.
That's exactly. You walk into a certain room and you have to know how to speak and act and you're code switching.
Exactly.
That. So,
that's so interesting. That's a whole other show.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you, you didn't become a doctor like your dad.
I did not.
However, you left Harvard Law School and did all these great things. What, with all the opportunities that you had, what pushed you to rather focus on your family's foundation?
Gosh, that's a good question. So I certainly didn't plan on doing it when I was young. I wanted to be rich and or famous when I was young. I wanted to kind of make my own way and just be really important and walk into a room and everyone like whisper about me and
Afam's in the room.
Exactly. Yes. So you have those dreams growing up, but I just remember when I was at Harvard in particular. Just the idea of everyone there had that same dream. They wanted to be rich or famous or be a politician, and that's all fine.
Yes.
But I thought, is there something more to life than that? And how can I serve in a bigger and better way? So I thought more and more about my dad and his dream, because I kept hearing about it as a kid. So I thought, you know what? I still have my own professional path, but I'll help you more. I'll try to find you connections and all that. So I was doing that, and then I was in law school. I was really getting involved with the foundation. We created the foundation as a legal entity, and we did our first medical mission. And I realized, gosh, the chance to really change lives is there. And if I work as a lawyer, I won't have time to do any of that. I'll be too busy with my clients and that life, and I'll get too comfortable with it, and then I'll blink, and then 40 years will go by, and I will have never done it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a leap and turn down all these offers, which were for a lot of money, more money than I deserved. And thought, you know what, I'm going to try to do this, the chance to build something, to really make an impact, to save lives and be directly involved in that. And so, I graduated law school in May of 2007 and then took the bar exam and then started work full time on the foundation in fall of 2007.
That is awesome. And I have to tell you, you are rich because the amount of lives you've saved and that you've transformed, that is wealth. You see, it's all perspective, what is wealth to us, because you are creating an impact. And that's why I wanted you on the show to see how does this, what our parents do, what your parents do, how does it translate to the next generation? What do you think about your generation of of Americans and how they connect with their families and what they can do to keep those roots going?
I think it's interesting. I walked through this evolution. I know many of my friends who are African, first generation, born of African parents, have walked through this evolution too. When we were young, there was almost, I won't say a shame, but you wanted to assimilate. You want to be different than Johnny, who is not African, and Billy and all that. You didn't want to. It's like Johnny, Billy, and Afam. And so exactly. And so you get the questions about, do you guys live in huts in Nigeria? Do you own a pet lion? And all those kind of ignorant things. And so you're very careful about, no, I'm American. I want to, I'm hot dog, baseball, apple pie, and all that kind of stuff.
Wanting to identify.
Exactly, yeah. And as you got older, you begin to see your roots as a source of pride. And you want to learn more about where you came from and who you are. And so among our biggest pool of supporters are young Africans, Nigerians certainly, but just Africans in general who want to plug back in. How can I get involved? How can I help? And especially here in LA, a lot of young actors and people in the industry want to give back and lend support because this is a way they can connect back to their country in a way that it's credible. They can trust it. We get stuff done. We accomplish our goals, and so there's no doubt or fear or what's going on here. So there's a thirst among, I would say, Africans, Nigerians who are 45, 40 and under to really get involved with their roots.
Absolutely fabulous. So do you think, are you living your daddy's dream or your dream?
That's a good question. I think originally it was my dad's dream.
Yes.
And I did it not because of him, but with him and knowing that he led me to it. But it's my dream now. I live it every day. I run it day to day, and it's not work to me. I do it every single day, every single moment. It's something that there's no I'm off work. I love doing it. I get to meet amazing people. Both here in LA, back in Nigeria, all across the country. My friends from childhood all the way to people I met yesterday are so supportive of it. And you get to see the direct results. People who have new hips and new knees, mothers who deliver safely, girls who were terrorized by Boko Haram and kidnapped and abused or orphaned, not back in the school. The new soccer fields we build and basketball courts. And it's a very direct thing. And so to be able to do that and to rally people all over the country, but then certainly here in LA, and get some of the people you mentioned involved has been a great joy for me. It's super challenging, but I love it. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And we wish you all the best.
Thank
and
you
I'm
so
sure
much.
the listeners can help you through GEANCO Foundation.
Yes, yes. So www.ginco.org, and they can visit there, and we're on all the social media at GEANCO on Instagram and Twitter, and so they can reach out to me, find me, and my information's on our website.
That is so awesome. And I'm so proud of you, and I hope
you.
our kids are listening.
Thank you.
Afam has set the precedents for you to follow. So this is Impact, and we will be right. We've come to the end of our show, Impact. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, TIMTV, Voice of Immigrants in America. See you next time on